I first want to get to Moderna. Missing, they cut guidance for COVID vaccine sales. Steve Weiss joining us on the phone as we need to hear from him today. Steve, what's your reaction? What do you do with your position today?
Well, what I've done is that I've added actually right down here to the position. If you recall, I had some schmuck insurance, which were puts far below the market. So they helped ease the blow a little bit today, but still it's a very painful day. Look, they cut guidance this year, but they attribute it to, and I believe in timing issues. This is a new company. This is not Pfizer. It's been around for 100 years. Moderna's been around for 10 years, and the COVID vaccine is their first commercial product. So where the issues lie are in delivery and the networking in terms of getting it through to the end markets outside the U.S. Europe went pretty smoothly. U.S., as we said, went pretty smoothly. But EMEA and other countries haven't gone so smoothly, both because they're a little backwards and because Moderna, let's face it, doesn't have the experience that others have. So these are temporary. If you look at where they put their guidance to, it's $700 million at the bottom this year. That's easily attainable. That'll be less vaccines that they sold in the third quarter by quite a margin. So, look, there are definitely some execution issues here. That's undeniable. The question is, what does it do to my long-term thesis, and what does it do to to my confidence in the company? And my answer is, it's shaking a little bit because of the quarter, but it's not really stirring all that much. So I still have my confidence in it. I'm still in it because this is a technology platform, and they have a pipeline that continues to grow, more vaccines, therapeutics going into trials. So the company is executing on the medicine front extremely, extremely well. They will get over this. And if I thought this was just a COVID company, I wouldn't be in it. So the COVID has been the benefit. They've got about $15 billion in cash. They announced a new partnership or an essential partnership with Vertex. They're in gene editing. The future is extremely bright. With all of these type of companies, these high beta companies, highly volatile companies that are new in terms of, their just generation that they're moving forward to. They've been around 10 years, as I mentioned. Bumps along the road. We saw it in Amazon. How many times have we seen it in Tesla? We've seen it time and time again. And if you got shaken out those points in time, then you made a mistake. So what I've done is I said I've added down here. I've spoken to the company once today. I'll be speaking to him again at 2:30. And that'll be the question whether I add more or not.
Well, what can they? What would you want to hear from them that would make you add more? I mean, you do say they had execution issues, so this is more than a supply chain problem. What do they need to tell you to make you buy more?
Actually, there is some supply chain issues in there as well. But what they would have to give me additional comfort on their relationship with the regulators. With the regulators in Europe, the EMA, European Medicine Authority, is fully behind them and endorsed them for adolescents. So they're approved for that. I want to know why the Nordic countries, and one's reversed, there are four of them, if you recall, why they have this view on Moderna where the Swiss paused it, despite the data in millions of people. I'm talking 250 million people on myocarditis, not being much different from Pfizer, yet the efficacy of Moderna being much better. So I want to know what's going on with that. I attribute that as well to not having the long-standing relationships with the regulators that Pfizer has, where they've come out in the market with drug after drug and vaccines, et cetera. So that's one of the issues I want to get better sense on. Obviously, I've spoken to the company about that before.
Sure.
But at this point, I need more clarity.
I mean, I know you're betting on a pipeline being much more diverse than just COVID, but this really underscores the risk of a one-product company that you've placed a pretty large bet on in your portfolio, right? I mean, that's the sort of the moral of this story, as I see it, is as optimistic as you are and effusive as you are in the praise of this company and the outlook that you have for it, it is still today a one-product business.
Well, I mean, it's one commercial product. It's not one product. If you take a look at their pipeline, not just out in the future, they dosed their first patient in phase 3 in CSV, where there's nothing in the market, and the phase 1, phase 2 data has been excellent on that. And that's for birth defects. No competition whatsoever. $2 to $5 billion market. So they've got plenty of products.
Okay, they have one commercial product. You know what I mean?
Right. But you know what, Scott? I mean, that's what biotech investing is about. And there's going to be volatility. A lot of people come into it because they see the momentum. They don't really know what they're getting into. And you have days like this that much more often than not, and my bet is particularly in this one, it provides opportunity. So anybody who thought they missed it at 400, they're going to look at it now. They're going to wait for the stock to relax a bit. There's been some nibbling on it. You can see that. And then they're going to get in, and it's going to resume it. So, look, my interests are aligned with the management. I mean, Stefan Bancel, even though he sells stock, he's still one of the largest shareholders with about $6-7 billion in it. And he's not going anywhere. So you've got ownership up and down the line through the company.
I got you.
You have some, you have some very, very smart investors in here still. I doubt they're puking.